Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing a Muscle, the role-playing game story, titling this one The Three-Way War. Yeah, before I get into this though, if you enjoy my content, it would really help me out if you could hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share my content, and post a comment or two. Remember, I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. Friends can still just disagree. And check me out over on Rumble for my political commentary and weekly current events. If you enjoy a good book, check out my author page over on Amazon.com. My pen name is H.L. Anderson. You can find all of my books there, including this one, the tabletop role-playing game, Muscle, the role-playing game of classic professional wrestling. All right, the Three-Way War. Years ago, my first character was tag partners with my friend Donald. We were a powerhouse team, and we really wanted the tag team titles. My character was 340 pounds and a physical brick wall. Donald's character wasn't extremely strong, but he weighed almost 450 pounds, and he had a specialized splash that was just devastating. The champions were my friends Jerry and Mark. Jerry's character had a specialized eye gouge, which was very, very effective. Mark's character was a wild man with a specialized crab hole. I mean, it was just... Jerry would eye gouge somebody and they'd be out for several rounds, and he would tag Mark in, and Mark would put him in a crab hold, and that would be pretty much it for most people. There were two other teams in the hunt for the titles. They were my sister Pat with a specialized airplane spin, and her partner Kevin with a specialized cross-body block. Then there was my friends Earl and Larry. Earl his character was the death row inmate. I talked about him in another video. And Larry's character had a specialized claw hold. He would get you in the claw hold and hold you down while your shoulders were down so you couldn't recover and pin you. Yeah, that was just devastating. Competition was fierce and everyone was vicious. The whole thing was very brutal. It was awesome. Now, keep in mind, this is an earlier version of the game. It predated tag team effectiveness, option points, and reserve stamina. Nobody had any reserve stamina at the time. It was crazy. As I recall, there was a discrepancy in the rankings. There was no clear number 1, number 2, or number 3 in line. We hadn't perfected those rules yet, so the whole thing was in dispute. To alleviate the situation, the three contending teams decided to have a match where all three teams competed in an elimination-style match. When a wrestler was pinned or disqualified, his partner had to continue on alone. I started out against Kevin and Earl. Earl got first initiative and charged across the ring at Kevin. He hit Kevin with his shoulder block, and Kevin was stunned. Earl's character was a big guy, and when he hit him with that shoulder block, it stunned him. Earl tossed him out of the ring to the concrete floor. Kevin had the next initiative, but he was stunned, so he couldn't do anything. Pat had the next initiative, so she reached over the ropes, because he was standing right there in her corner. She reached over the ropes, got Earl into her airplane spin right there on the apron, her specialized airplane spin, before dumping him onto the concrete below. Donald and I had next initiatives, and we just stood there and watched the show. I mean, if they're going to kill each other, why stop them, right? Larry ran around the apron to try and hit Pat, but he missed. The second round, Pat went first, so she jumped down onto Earl with a knee drop, then which was quite effective. Then she helped Kevin up and back into the ring. Earl was obviously stunned. Pat's character weighed about 350 pounds or so, and that knee drop really hurt. Larry jumped down and helped his partner back around to their corner and then put him back into the ring. I ran over, gave a quick knee drop to Earl, and pinned him really quick. Got him out of the match. The third round had Larry get up onto the top turnbuckle and hit me with a leg drop because I was still down from having pinned Earl. Larry got up onto that turnbuckle, hit me with that leg drop, and rolled a critical strike. And then he put me into a specialized claw hold. My shoulders were down. He pinned me just like, bam, I was done. The fourth round, Kevin got up and ran to kick Larry. He hit, and Larry was hurt but not stunned. Larry rolled Kevin up into a small package and was able to pin him. Around the fifth round, Donald ran across the ring and and basically hit Larry with his specialty splash right there. He was able to pin Larry. That eliminated Earl and Larry completely. By the 6th round, Pat got back into the ring and eye gouged Donald. That was all of her attacks, and Donald lost his attacks to the eye gouge. Because she had to get up and, travel to him to do that eye gouge. In the 7th round, Pat climbed up to the top rope and jumped off with a splash. Now, that was Donald's specialty, and it gave him extra bonuses to dodge. Pat bounced off of the mat. Donald immediately went for the pin, but Pat kicked out. In the 8th round, Donald tried to stand her up to do something big. She countered with a small package. He was able to kick out, but that ended the round. 9th round, Pat hit Donald with an eye gouge and then got him into a figure 4 leg lock. Donald held out for about 3 or 4 rounds, but he couldn't escape, and she was able to finally win the match with that figure 4. Pat and Kevin ended up facing Mark and Jerry for the titles and did actually beat them. Pat and Kevin actually beat them and took the title. It was amazing. It was a good match. It took Donald and I several weeks to work ourselves up to get another title shot. As I said, this was an earlier version of the game with no option points, no reserve stamina, and no tag team effectiveness. Matches back then were just down and dirty brutal. Then this one was no exception. It was an absolutely wonderful match. We had so much fun playing that one. Yeah, if you enjoy wrestling, modern wrestling I'm not a fan of, but if you enjoy modern wrestling, you can make a character and just slide right into this and just start playing. It fits. It's wonderful. If you're like me and you like the older stuff, amen. Make a character and jump in. It is just so much fun. There's not a lot of plot to this. It's pure competition in the backdrop of professional wrestling. Yeah, it's awesome. And if you're a player who enjoys PvP, player versus player, that's all this is. That's what you're supposed to do in this. So yeah, it's awesome. Hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good one. Oh, and by the way, this is available on my author page, H.L. Anderson. You can buy this and play it yourself. Hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good one. God bless one and all.